Okay, so start to finish. Here is my blank slate. So, really quick, the first thing that I like to do is obviously wash my face. And most days I just use my 3-in-1 cleanser and I use normal to dry. That's my favorite. It has moisturizer in it and it feels amazing. And the tiniest little, like, half pea size will get my entire face, neck, chest, everything. It suds up really nicely and cleans and leaves you kind of very moisturized. Okay, so I did not use this today. Today I went ahead and I used my facial resurfacer. So this is the facial resurfacer, and in it is Vanuatu Volcanic Ash Senaplex, which is our anti-aging complex, which is also in the 3-in-1 cleanser. And this is, as you see, it's like kind of charcoal black, and it's like a gritty texture, like it feels like kind of like sugar or something, right? So the Vanuatu Volcanic Ash, what it does is it pulls out impurities and just gives you a fresh face. And with the grittiness of it, it kind of smooths out all the rough spots. So as you see, I have a little spot here that was an issue earlier in the week. I'm getting like ingrown hairs in my eyebrow line, and it's really annoying because not only are they painful, but they're a pain in the butt. And then my chin, which is always a problem anyway. And it just, like, I have a dry patch here that comes and goes. It feels really good to kind of just buff out the skin. And my skin right now is like super baby soft. You can also, a lot of people will mix the moisturizing mask with this facial resurfacer and get kind of a moisturizing while they're doing the resurfacing. So for me, I just used the resurfacer today because my face mask wasn't in reach. And not only do I use those on my face every single day, you know, whether it be just the face wash or the resurfacer, which I only use that like once or twice a week tops, just because you don't want to exfoliate too much, because then you really kind of can dry out your skin. But I also use some different Rodan & Fields products that I like. And I know I'm a Senegence girl, so 99% of what I'm using is Senegence. But I like their masks. They have fun masks. We only have the one mask right now, and I'm hoping that we come out with more because these are great. They're so much fun. This one is the Radiance mask, and it comes up gold, and it gives you, it's funny when it's on because it makes you look like Midas. Like, it's very gold. But it really kind of gives you a glow to your skin. It's really cool. And then there was, I think this was the other one I used the other day, the Rejuvenation mask. Yeah, it gets like real bubbly on your face, and you could just feel the bubbles like all over your face. Pretty cool. And what was the other one? Soothe Rescue mask. I actually could probably use this one tomorrow. I might use it tomorrow, but you know, they're fun. And my friend Jen sells them. She sells Rodan & Fields. Like I said, there's a few things sometimes that I'll use of theirs. I've used their lash serum before too. It's amazing and it's great and it works. And anyone who definitely really needs a boost in their lashes, it definitely does what it says. But it is also kind of, if I found it to be irritating in my eyes, like when I'd wake up, it would be like burny, so I had to like really wash it off good. But it does exactly what it says. So every now and then I'll order it and kind of just give my lashes a little bit of an extra boost. Our mascara and our Lash Extend, they're just not, they work and they help your lashes grow, and they definitely give you more lashes in quantity, but they definitely, it's a difference. The Rodan & Fields definitely gives you like power length, if you can understand what that means. But anyway, so now I'm going to bring up, and I probably should have left this locked because now I can't pick it up, my new beauty case. So I have here my beauty case, and I just bought this today. I'm really excited because it's so much more organized. I had a bag that was like a cloth kind of material, and it was a pain in the neck trying to find everything, where this one I was able to organize so much better. It's like amazing. So the first thing that I do, clean, dry face, is my Silk. And this is when I'm doing my makeup routine. When I'm going to bed or anything like that, I use all different products. I use my anti-wrinkle on my forehead and my deep wrinkle here, which has made a significant difference. Trust me, it has. Then I use the nighttime, evening moisturizer for normal to dry. Love that stuff. Soaks right in. And any problem areas like my chin here and this spot here, my little dry patch, I use my Climate Control, which basically takes over my whole face anyway. You just spray it and it's hyaluronic acid. Acid sounds like you don't want it on your face, but it actually is like pure moisture. It's the opposite of what acid is. It doesn't dry you, it actually moisturizes you. So I give a few pumps, rub it all in, and then I put my moisturizers on top. It's definitely a game changer. I love this stuff. You can use it actually on burns even. I didn't know what I did with my lid. You can use it on burns. You can use it on any kind of skin irritation. Like I used it on my son's sunburn last year. It worked great. So this is Silk. Silk is our pore wrinkle minimizer. I'm just gonna rub that all in. It has such a light fragrance. There's really not much to it at all. And it's very, very, it's very light, period. Like light, light is the use I would phrase for the Silk Pore Wrinkle Minimizer. It soaks right in. It doesn't really feel very heavy on your face. And what it does is it kind of fills in, gives you moisture, has Senaplex in it, but it also kind of fills in any kind of wrinkles and pores so that when you put your makeup on, they don't soak in and then make it kind of stand out more, if you know what that means. Okay, so my choice for foundation. I don't like using foundation very often, but if I do, I tend to go with Fawn is our foundation that I would go with. But I like the lightness of the Color Corrected Tinted Moisturizer, or we call it CCTM sometimes. Sorry. All of them have Senaplex in it, which is the anti-aging formula. All of them give you moisture. This just feels a little bit lighter. It doesn't weigh as heavy on my face as, say, a foundation does. You know, I think of any kind of liquid foundation as being heavy, a little bit sticky, and doesn't feel natural at all. These feel very natural, the Color Corrected Tinted Moisturizers. They're not waterproof. They're not, they're water resistant though, that's for sure, because I've worn these for hours upon hours upon hours, sweating, you name it. Yeah, I use them a lot. So what I did here was I did light with about like a pump and a half. And then I did like a pump of the medium. And what I'm going to do is just kind of dab it on. I realized I just forgot something, so I'm going to start here. I mean, I make mistakes. I'm sitting here, I'm doing the video, I'm not thinking. So one of the key things that I learned at conference was from a makeup artist named Amanda Reese. She's amazing, amazing, amazing. She just does really beautiful work, and whether it be over the top or just nice going out makeup, she does amazing work. So her tip was concealer first. I didn't do that. So I'm going to put, I like the green concealer because it cancels out red. I have a lot of redness and red spots and red areas like under my nose here. I tend to get very red. It also can help with dark circles under your eyes. Let's see where else I kind of maybe need it. So I know I started putting on my CCTM and I kind of messed that one up, but whatever. It is what it is. So when you put your concealer on, you just kind of, I dab it and let it set. The good thing about the CCTM, now if I did this with my foundation, I'd probably have an issue, because what's going to happen is it's going to set and then it's going to sit right where it is. And then I'm going to be kind of behind the ball because it'll just sit there, and then I'm going to have an issue with blending. But CCTM is a moisturizer first, color second, so it will move. I'm not going to be in too much trouble. So this time of year, you know, I said this in a video another time, this time of year that my nose gets really red. My nose is red all the time. Because if it wasn't this time of year, it'd be like spring and I'd be having allergies. Let's just face it, I'm German Irish. I get red under my nose. I get red all around my nose. Okay, so I took the rest of the CCTM off of my fingers here. And this is just my, I took off the concealer. This is just my CCTM. And I'm just going to kind of dab it in different places. And I did this in my videos last night. But this is really the best way to apply this, okay? I am definitely the lazy bird on days that I gotta work 16 hours where I'm just smudging this crap on all of my hands. We all know that we all do it. So let's just be real about it, okay? All right. So apparently some of this stuff is falling through. That's fun. Okay. So what I did for the video and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my stippling brush. Stippling brush is this stiff, angled, it's a little bit angled brush. Usually has a hole in the middle. And I had no idea what this thing was for probably like 3 years ago. I went to there's Bare Minerals in the mall and bought their CCTM, and which is kind of what got me started on that product. Was I love theirs so much, and then when I realized Synergens had it, I fell in love with ours even better because it's got the anti-aging in it. Anyway, the sales lady suggested I get this brush, and I was like, okay. I am like the biggest sucker when it comes to shopping. Number one, I'll buy whatever you tell me. I will. I'm a sucker. And number two, I didn't even use it for like the first year I had it because I had no idea what the hell it was for. And then I think I watched a video of my upline and she used it and I was like, oh, that's what that's for. Okay. So I'm blending it in with the brush, and like I said, I use a mixture of the medium and light this time of year. They still have a little bit of color from the summer. I didn't get a whole lot of color the summer period, so that's why I use more light. Okay, so there we have my base. Okay, now for my contour. So contour, also another thing that's completely, I had no idea what the hell I was doing up until probably, I'd say I probably really didn't know what I was doing even up until like a few weeks ago. It's terrible, but I'm being honest. So I would tend to use browns and all this kind of stuff. And then I figured the other day I was going to use Mulberry, which is a shadow sense. And it's like our lip sense. It's long lasting. It won't move. It won't budge. People do use shadow sense sometimes as lip sense. So and it works. So either way, it stays. So I'm going to use shadow sense. And what I decided to do was I'm using like a dark pink. Main thing is you want to go under your cheekbones because what you're doing is you're defining your cheekbones, okay? So that's what you do here. And then I put that on, and I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to brush it out. I always pull down because I start high with my contour and go down. I have seen some people go up, but I think going down for me is better because I have a kind of roundish face. So what it does is it kind of brings into my cheekbones, okay? So that's where I'm putting that contour. Another place you can put contour is kind of up and around your hairline. I don't like to do a whole lot there because I don't know. I'm of the thought from when I was growing up and as a teenager of girls putting on foundation that was too dark and it kind of made that line and it looks weird. And, you know, wasn't the girl that made fun of the girls that did that. But you know, that's what you would say. Like, look, she doesn't even know she's wearing foundation that's too dark because it's all up there. So another place is on your jawline, chin. And again, this is all just about defining your bone structure. And just blend that on in. Don't want to do too much. And then to narrow a wide nose. Yes, people, I know I have a wide nose. You know, everybody talking about getting their boobs done. I'd love to get my nose done, but whatever. I mean, 2 for 1, whatever. Any kind of plastic surgeon out there, I'm your girl. You want to try it? You got me. Okay, so what that does is kind of help narrow your nose a little bit. Okay, so then next, you do your highlight. So for highlight, I like to do, I'm actually going to use that same color, Mulberry, and my pearlizer. And if you think I'm taking long tonight, trust me, with the other bag, it took about 3 times longer. So I'm taking my Mulberry and I'm putting a decent, healthy amount here on my hand. I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely like a little bit of ledge to that so that I can kind of really get a good mix going. And then I'm just going to put like a half, even almost a quarter of a pump of my pearlizer. Now I'm going to mix it all together so I get this like little bit of a toasted rosy color. Okay, and I'm just going to apply it on my cheekbone here. Another thing I was totally guilty of for the past few years since I started this venture, go down the bridge of my nose, also helps to narrow my nose. Using too much pearlizer. Guilty, and you bitches weren't telling me. Nobody said a word to me, and then I've been looking at myself, I'm like, ugh. And that was another thing I learned at Senegence too, is one of the biggest mistakes mature women do is use too much highlighter. So you don't want to do that. And I know I was guilty. I was definitely way guilty of doing that. So there's my basic face, okay? So blush with my pearlizer, and the rest of my face is done. Now, if I really, really, really wanted to, and I was really having, like, I did have a long week. I worked 4 shifts, 2 of which were doubles, the rest were 12s. So yesterday I had a little bit more dark under my eyes. So I don't today, but I'm going to do it anyway. I use dark circle under eye treatment at nighttime or in the morning when I go to bed, and that helps minimize the darkness. It really, really, really works. It's my sister's favorite product. My brother-in-law uses it. Like, it's definitely a great, great product. But let's face it, you're still going to have some darkness and possibly some bagging. Best thing you can do is put a little bit of white. That was Snow Shadow Sense I just put under there. Or you can use white concealer and just blend away. I do like this big brush. I'm sorry. It's definitely a favorite of mine. Okay, so then now my dog is going to interrupt and be very annoying, and it's climbing under a table on the other side of the camera. So if you hear that, that's him. Okay, so now the eyes. So the best way to do your eyes, not the way I always do it, because like I said, there are days that I'm in a rush and I'm just trying to get out the door. Okay? Those are the days that I skip this process. But this is a great process to get into because it will help when you lay on your actual eyeshadow colors. So what you want to do is you want to put a base down, okay? And what my base is, it's either Mulberry, which is what I use for my contour, but that's a little dark, or I will use Sandstone Pearl. Or even Whisper Pink would work. And if you have any questions and you have a different skin tone than I do, I will be more than happy to try to hook you up with the right colors for you. If you want something for your base and maybe you have a little bit more of a tan tone, you might want Mocha Java or something like that. So this is Sandstone Pearl, not Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. I use that one a lot, but this is Sandstone Pearl. This can also be used as a concealer, which is amazing. Our products are so ridiculously versatile. As you saw, I just used a whole bunch of eyeshadow on my face, for crying out loud. It's the best thing in the world, really, because it stays, it's waterproof, smudge proof, you name it. It works. So keeps it real. All right, so what I did yesterday was I wore to work Rose Gold Glitter Shadow and Smoke Topaz. And a girlfriend of mine said, she was like, wow, that looks really pretty. So I decided to do it for the video last night. So I'm going to do something similar with my lava. I have so many to choose from here. I think I'm going to do it with Copper Rose Shimmer. I might do a little extra. Oh, sorry, some of these are turned. I'm not completely organized with this thing yet, as you can tell. Maybe a little dusk shimmer. All right, so, oh, see, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my eyebrows. So I like to do my eyebrows before I even start my, my lids. So all I do is put a little brush, like seriously, like the slightest little amount on the inner edges of my eyebrows. Then I take an eyebrow brush like this, and that will pick up on the color and just drag it across. That way you don't get like ridiculously dark eyebrows like I did last night. I put a little too much color and I went a little too far with it, and then I just had to like wipe it off. And as long as you wipe it off quickly enough, you'll get it off. But once it's on and it's set, you're set. Sorry, my own little hair in there. Okay, so here, brows are done. Perfect. Okay, now I just put that away because I thought I was done with it. All right, now I'm gonna do Matt. Sorry. The dog is. Get out of there, Mac. Get. It really wouldn't be a video unless I was sitting here doing something, either hollering at the children or the dog, and this time it's the dog. Okay. So, totally up to you where you want to start. I've already put the sandstone pearl on my lids. That is set. So now, do I want to do my lighter color first on my lid and then my crease? Yeah, that's probably the best way to go. So I'm going to put on the Copper Rose Shimmer. God bless you, Mac. Sneeze. Okay. And then, so you can put it on directly like this. And then I'll show you on my crease. Well, let that set for a second, and then I'll show you on my crease here. You can do your crease. You can do your lid this way too, but really there's different ways you can apply it. If you're used to a powder and you do a lot of makeup and you're like, I just can't get used to putting an applicator onto my lid, then you go ahead and you do this, girl. You do you. All right, and just brush it on instead. And then I get it all over my fingers. Okay, and then just here, and that's the wrong edge here. Okay, now for the lid, I usually would brush that out first, and I didn't do that because I was distracted by the dog going behind my makeup back here. Okay, so there's that. And just to lighten up the corner a little bit, I'm going to use my Dust Shimmer. Oh, I love Dust Shimmer. My favorite. It's definitely one of my faves. It's so freaking pretty. All right. So this is the way that I do my eyes. Definitely a little bit lighter in the corner than it will be at the crease. And then from here, you can do something light underneath your brows to open them up a little bit. And what I usually use there is my Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. And that is here. Yay. Okay. And this is also a color that you can use as a highlighter if you wanted. I've done that before. All right. Okay. So there's that. All right. Now, liner. Depends on what you want to do. Years and years and years and years, I used liquid liner. I love liquid liner, but I've become obsessed with my pencil liners since we've come out with the pencil liners. They're just amazing, and they smudge if you want to smudge them, and it just gives you kind of a softer look, and I do love them. So I'm going to use the Deep Plum, or sorry, purple liner for my under eye. Now, the reason I do that, I have hazel eyes, and my eyes will pick up different colors from different things, and for me, purples bring out the green in my eyes, so I love using purples. I never would have used purples before until I figured that out, and I'm like, oh my god, I love purples. I always just used black, and although black is pretty and it's classic, it just doesn't do a whole lot for your eyes. It doesn't bring out different colors. It does. I mean, even brown eyes can pick up on different things from colored liner or mascara. I feel like I really kind of, it's hard to do that into the camera. Anyway, so I'm doing it over into the mirror that's next to me here. You can definitely go with thinner lines if you like. I'm just doing a little bit dramatic for the video. And there. The other thing you can do, so the closer you get to your lash line, the more natural it'll look and just make your lashes stand out. And then the thicker you do, the more just dramatic it looks. So your choice, whatever you like. Okay, so then I'm going to use the primer. So this is 3-in-1 lash primer, and definitely if you want a dramatic look, this is the way to go before you put on your mascara. The 3-in-1 lash primer conditions, lengthens, and helps your lashes grow. So my lashes currently are all just Senegence products. I haven't used the Rodan & Fields in a couple of years, or like a year. I mean, a couple of years, at least a year. Mainly because I wanted to see how this was going to work and everything else. And again, it definitely has increased the number of my lashes and definitely has helped the length and the thickness and like durability of them. They're not falling out. But the Rodan & Fields is kind of a really quick, I feel like it worked quick, and it definitely just gave me a lot of length, but it was really irritating on my eyes. But I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy it because I still like it. And my girlfriend sells it and I love her to death. So, and you know, she buys lip scents for me. So we girls like to support each other. That's like the best thing about direct sales. And I never knew that before going into direct sales, how important it is to support your friends and each other. You know, if I'm going to go to the store and buy mascara for 25 bucks from Maybelline, I might as well be buying it from somebody I know. And also, let's face it, these are just better products that I'm going to buy in a, you know, Rite Aid. So, and that's generally where I used to buy my makeup every now and then from the Macy's counter, but let's face it, you know, it was usually something from the store. So you're going to let that primer set and sit and just dry. It's pretty close to dry now. I can kind of feel it on my lashes. It feels good. It doesn't feel sticky or anything like that. It never bothers me. Then I use my black, oh my God, Lash Sense. Lash Sense Volume Intense. I'm like, my phone autocorrects too easily now for products. So when I start typing things in, it autocorrects for me and then I don't have to remember. So that's pretty bad. So I couldn't remember Volume Intense. So I put on my black. I love the black. There's a black brown, and then there's the deep plum cobalt, and then there's a green one. I forget what that. It's like aqua or something. It's like really seafoamy green. I haven't opened one of those yet because I'm not really that kind of girl to wear that. It's a fun color, but not that fun. I'm old. And I would just be opening it to do a video. So really, in all honesty, I've decided it's time to save it for leave it in the package. If somebody wants to buy it, then I have it. As I was going through my makeup case tonight, I realized all the crazy blues and stuff that I had for my lips. And I was like, what a waste that I opened these, because I probably used them just once for pictures and then never looked at it again. All right. So just now, one tip I can give that I just didn't do. My hairstylist did my makeup for a wedding once, and it looked amazing. It was like the best my makeup ever looked. And the way she put on mascara was she went down. So she went on the top sides and went down. And it definitely does make a difference if you do that. So if you have someplace special you're going, definitely do both, because what that does is it definitely helps you get more and more length out of your mascara. It's not an easy trick to master, but it can be done. And then another controversy is, when do you lash curl? So when do you lash curl? I don't. I have a lash curler, and I just cleaned it upstairs with some of my brushes, and I rarely use it, but you're supposed to do it before you put on your mascara. Number one, for hygienic reasons, because you don't want to get the mascara on there and then bacteria accumulates because you're not really cleaning that very often. So that's one reason to do it that way. The other reason is it won't take off your mascara, so that makes sense. But I've seen definitely it used after mascara application, and it helps the mascara set in a curled position. So, hey girl, again, do you, whatever works. Go with it. So I'm just going to do a touch of the plum on top of that mascara. So, but I'm going to do that last. I'm going to use Bombshell Diamond. This is one of my favorite colors. You know what? Maybe I won't use that. Maybe I will use Black Cherry Crimson. I like Crimson. Crimson just came back out again with our Christmas, like a beautiful ruby red. Ugh, it's just gorgeous. So anyway, I'm gonna do that. Or candy cane. I'm gonna do Crimson. Okay. All right. So always shake, 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 shake. Really important with your lip sense. Make sure you shake it. You don't need to shake your gloss, just your lip sense. Make sure your lips are clean and dry. No CCTM or anything on them. Make sure they're clean and dry. If you even have to, take a makeup cloth and just wipe it. Okay? Clean and dry. You don't want to go over the layers while they're wet. So you gotta be real careful.
What is this? What I load in and this is what I see. Is that like some Disney princess voice?
So I just kind of go around the edge there.
Would you like to still join? Oh yes. Okay. I'm gonna win this.
Okay. So someone pointed out once that I go back and forth. When I say don't do that, I don't think I am really going back and forth. I think I can feel at this point where it's sitting, and I know where it's dry, and I can feel it. And I definitely like to pay attention to my waterline.
I can't pick anything. Why doesn't it let me pick anything? Oh, it's pressing right there. Dude, it's literally not working. It's not letting me pick any. Oh, there we go.
Don't let it touch until you get your gloss on. Okay.
Mac, I swear, you're gonna beat you up, Mac. You're sitting right there. Mac, what are you doing on the couch, you dumb dumb?
Definitely concentrate on your crease. That's where I always flub up, is right in the crease there. So make sure you get it good.
Yeah, that's not even white. I'm like,
Always extra generous with my gloss, because that's what's going to seal your color and protect you. I always say gloss before you eat or drink anything that's oily. Believe it or not, coffee has an oily
that's amazing.
base to it, and it will break down your lip sense. Anything carbonated too, so like beer, you kind of want to gloss every so often so that you don't get the worn out center. Oh, and then I was gonna put on the plum a little bit just for fun, extra little pop of color on my lashes.
Come here, Mac. Yeah, what's up? What's up? I'll fight you.
So here you have it. This is my whole face.
She has a cat. She has a cat. She has a cat.
I don't know what he's playing or doing, but somebody has a cat. There you have it. That's my entire face. No setting applied because I don't need it. I remember back in the day I used to spray stuff on my face that was like a setting solution, and you don't need that. Not with our products. So as you see, everything's in place. Nothing's going to go anywhere, including the lip sense, including my eye sense. Nothing is going to smudge and go anywhere. So it will stay on until I want it off. And what takes it off, right? Good question, and definitely could be a whole nother video, but I'll be quick about it. Lip sense to take off, we have our Oops Remover, and what you do with this is you apply it generously onto your lips, mush your lips like you got gloss on, and this smells to me like birthday cake. I love the smell of this stuff. It's amazing.